Hey lovers, welcome to my very first YouTube live card reading. Well, this is my very first YouTube live. So if you're just joining me and this is the first time you're watching and tuning in or even meeting me, my name is Anthea Spark and I'm a soul-centered coach and I help people in a number of ways. The biggest way that I help people is to heal their inner child and to help them understand how the past and how their childhood has affected them and has helped them create a series of belief systems and how those belief systems could be holding them back today. So often what I do is I support people in private sessions through private sessions, and we dive deep into trauma and their belief systems and their relationships with others, with lovers, with friends, with family, and also with themselves. And so I do private sessions, I run group workshops, I do a number of things to support my clients. And today I'm trying something a little bit different. I have done a couple of card readings on YouTube before, but what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to spend the month of June really exploring this way of sharing with you what your higher self is trying to teach you, or what your body's trying to teach you, or what your soul's trying to teach you. So I'm going to be using some cards to do some readings for all of the star signs. I'm going to be using cards that I have designed and created. They're all available for purchase, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So let's get started. Firstly, just if you would like to hit that little subscribe button and help me grow my page, and if you enjoy the reading, you can hit the little like button as well. But let's get started. So I'm going to start with Aries. And the first deck that I'm going to use is my Reclaim Your Power Oracle deck. So this is a deck of cards that I created back in 2019. This is my first deck of cards, and it really embodies all of the things that I teach my private clients. So I talk a lot about the laws of the universe and the law of attraction and the mirror. So if you believe in the mirror, I think you're going to find this reading really beneficial. So let's just start with Aries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick an outcome card. I'm going to pick a current card, and I'm also going to pick an outcome card, and I'm going to pick an advice card. Okay, so let's just see what comes up. Okay, so your first card is the Death card. Okay, so this is all about this specific card. And just to give you a bit of feedback, I've taken the traditional tarot and I use that as my guide to create this deck of cards that I did. So the meanings might be slightly different, but take them as they resonate with you. So this is the Death card, and this is all about transmutation. Okay, so this is all about, just like a snake sheds its skin, this is inviting you. This card is suggesting that now is a really great time for you to let something go. This is a really great time for you to shed your skin and release something that is no longer serving you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a couple of cards from my Shadow Heart Walls card deck. Okay, now this deck goes hand in hand with the Reclaim Your Power, because this is like full of emotions, right? So this deck, there's 100 cards here full of different emotions and kind of blocks that are embodied in the wall that you have around your heart. Okay, so this is what this is suggesting that you need to release, or you need to look at, so that you can transmute whatever it is you need to transmute, and you can step into that next version of yourself. Okay, whoop, here we go. Okay, so 3 cards have jumped out at me, so let's have a look at these. Okay, so the first card that's come out is the Unloving card. So what we're looking at here, okay, because this is an inner child read, what we're looking at is a time in your life when you felt unloved, yeah, or a person who was not loving to you. So who was it? Who was this person that was not loving to you? So when I'm asking you these questions, I don't want you to kind of overthink it. I want you to just drop into your heart and just listen to your higher self, because your higher self is going to tell you who that person is, okay? So it's really important to just go, that first person that pops into your head, or that first situation that pops into your head, that's your answer. So what this is suggesting is that there's a little bit of healing to do around that connection, or that person, okay? So that's one card. The other card, and these could all be linked or they could be separate. The other card that's come out is indiscreet. So if we link this with the unloving card, okay, was this person, this light's really shining, was this person indiscreet about how unloving they were towards you, right? Was it displayed publicly? Did they yell at you in public? Did they embarrass you or humiliate you in front of other people? Would they shame you? So this is, this is what this is suggesting here. And you know what? It may not be from your younger years. So what I want you to know is that when I say inner child, it's any younger version of you from yesterday all the way back to you in the womb, okay? Because we do absorb our mother's stuff in the womb too. So it could be any age, and your intuition is going to guide you towards that. The third card that's come out is confused, okay? So whatever this situation is, whoever this person is, and whatever this connection is, I want you to think about how this relationship has potentially left you feeling confused about your relationships today. Yeah. So has this relationship with this person, I'm really getting a strong sense that it could be mother or it could be father. It could be that your mum was really masculine, or she had narcissistic qualities, or your dad was really strict. So whoever it is, it would have had a massive impact on you. Okay, so if this is from childhood, it would have had a massive impact on you. And what happens is the relationships we have with our parents when we're kids, they do affect our relationships that we have with our lovers as adults. Okay, so it's really important to look at, what was the situation that I was dealing with there? What if I felt unloved by my mother or father? How does that play out in my current relationships with men or women? Yeah, because we want to change that. So I'm just getting another couple of cards just to understand this situation better. So I just want to see, okay. So, Lady of Chaos. This is all about drama and war. So was the relationship that you had with your mum or dad, was there a lot of chaos there? Was there a lot of drama in it? And does that play out in your current relationships? Okay, so let's go to your advice card and then we'll go to your outcome card, okay? So we're currently doing Aries for those of you that are just jumping on. So your advice card is to look at your perspectives and the way that you see things, because we see things the way we are, not the way the world is, okay? So let's just stick to this thing about your mum, right? Let's say you had this relationship with your mum and she didn't show you love. You're going to seek that in your partners, right? You're going to seek that validation and that acknowledgement and that love through your romantic relationships, through your friendships, through whatever it is. So this is suggesting that it's time to change your perspective. So if you look at this card, see how see how the flame is quite small and she's looking straight at the camera. She's looking straight at you. And then in the other image, she's looking at the flame and the flame's big. Okay. Now, this is also representing our ego. Yeah. And our ego, what our ego often does is it prevents us from looking at what's happening around us. Our ego will send us straight into our head. And when we're in our head and we're seeking external validation from people and situations, we're actually, we become selfish. Yeah. And if you're an Aries, if you're fire, you're a fiery Aries, you could easily have that as one of your traits, to be quite selfish. So it's really important that you think about, in your situations, in your relationships with others, am I being selfish right now? Am I seeing everything as it is, or am I seeing everything as I am? And have my experiences from the past tainted the way I'm looking at this person, the way I'm receiving this person or this person's love? Okay, so really important to look at that. Really look at your perspectives and how they're affecting you. So let's see what you need to release to let go of this. What do you need to change, or what do you need to look at so that your perspectives can become a bit clearer? Because it can be really hard to catch yourself, right? When you are, it's really, okay, here we go. It's really hard to catch yourself when you're judging someone, when you're going, yeah, but they don't do this, or they don't do that, or they keep me at arm's length, or I want this, or they're not giving me what I need, right? It can be really hard for us to do that. And that's the ego. That's where the ego comes in. Okay, so here's what I want you to think about. Because often when we connect with others, often when we connect with others and we want to get close to them, it requires a certain amount of vulnerability. And often we kind of pull away from that vulnerability because it can be too confronting. So the first card that's come out is feeling exposed. Okay, now, if you open up and you share from your heart, especially if you've been guarded your whole life because you felt like you've had to protect yourself, and then when you would open up, you would get hurt and people would abandon you and you'd feel unloved. If you start to open up again, you're going to feel, your inner child is going to feel exposed. And that can create all sorts of fear. And what can happen is actually you can go into all sorts of chaos in your head. Okay. But what this card is asking you to do, it's asking you to actually practice being okay with feeling exposed. It's asking you to practice being okay with being vulnerable, with being seen. Okay. And I really get a sense of your whole reading today is all about being seen and getting comfortable with being seen. So your outcome card is really beautiful. Okay. Your outcome card is the Goddess of Power. And this is all about manifesting your dreams. And if you look at her, right, she's standing tall and strong and proud, and her heart is open. It's not protected. And she's holding that owl. Now, the owl represents the wisdom that she has gained through her experiences leading up to this point. Okay? So that is your outcome card. So I think it's a really beautiful reading, I think it's, it's inviting you to heal your inner child, to look at the parts of you that have felt unloved, because if you are carrying that energy of feeling unloved, then you're going to attract people who will show you aspects of feeling unloved. You're not going to, not every single situation you're going to have is going to come in and bring you those feelings of feeling unloved. But it's really important that you understand that if you carry that energy of feeling unloved because your mom or dad didn't love you enough, or whatever it is, it's your job to change that. And the only way you're going to change that is by healing that younger part of you. Okay, so this is where the inner child stuff comes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one card from my Illuminate Oracle cards as your affirmation. Okay, your affirmation for the month. So let's see what message you have here. I allow music to heal my soul. Okay, so this is inviting you, and I don't know about you, but I definitely, when I listen to music, it actually opens up these portals inside of me that help me release emotions. They help me open up my throat chakra. They help me express. So this is inviting you to explore music and how that can actually heal you. Okay, so let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, let's get 3 cards for you. Okay, so we're going to get 3 cards. We're going to get a current card. We're going to get a advice card and an outcome card. Ooh, Taurus. Excuse me while I just... Okay, Taurus. Really beautiful cards here. Okay, so the first card here is... I love this card. This is the self-love card, and this is all about this lesson coming to, or whatever this lesson has been for you, coming to completion, okay? So see how the umbrella that is flying away is really colourful and bright, and the rest of the image is black and white, and it's quite heavy, right? This is saying that there's something that you're coming out of. There's something that you've learned or observed, and you're beginning to come out of it now, which is really exciting. Okay, so let's just see if there's anything here. And actually, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this deck for you. I'm not going to use the Shadow Heart Walls. I'm going to use the Healing Little You affirmation cards, because I feel like you've already done a lot of the work here. A lot of the work here has kind of been done, right? This cycle is coming to an end. So let's see what positive seeds you can plant here to actually amplify this experience. So these affirmations that I'm going to give you now, you can write them on your mirror and you can say them every day, and you can really important to repeat them until you really believe them, okay? So what happens is when we create change in our lives, and we actually are like, yes, I've finished this, I've done this, I've shifted so much energy. When we start flying up and away and we step up to that new platform, that new level, that new vibration, it can be really overwhelming for us, and we can feel as though we're lost. And so it's really important as you move to that next level that you understand that there's going to be some discomfort there, and that's okay, but you want to give yourself some support through that. And so these are the affirmations that have come through for you. I am power. I believe I am special. And I accept all of who I am. Okay, so these are the affirmations that you can write down, and you can say them. You can look in the mirror every day and you can repeat them over and over again to support you to move up to that next level with ease. Okay, so your advice card here is the Moon, and this is all about a change in consciousness. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get another card just to give me a little bit more clarity around what this card is about. What is this advice here that we want Taurus to know? Let's have a look. Okay, great. Okay, so this card is the 5th mirror, okay? And this is all about your mother-father relationships and conditionings, this is all about your belief systems. So this is suggesting that right now where you're at, and as you move to the next level, there's going to be even more lessons coming through, okay? Because our soul, our psyche, will only show us what we're ready to see when we are there, when we arrive at the platform of change. It's like you get off the train and you're like, okay, I'm on this new platform. Let's take a look around. Let's see what I couldn't see from down there. Yeah, let's see what I couldn't see from down there. So when you get to this new level, there's going to be a massive shift in consciousness, and this could be around the next full moon. It's interesting because the next full moon is a strawberry full moon. So I wonder if in about a month or less than a month, this is when you're going to have some more awarenesses and some realizations around your belief systems and what it is you need to heal here. So let me just I'm going to grab some Shadow Heart Walls here, and let's have a look and see what it is that you need to look at. Let's just go a bit deeper into this belief systems for Taurus. Okay, poisonous ties. Okay, so poisonous ties. Let me get another card here. Okay. All right. So here's how it goes. And this is, I run a program and I'm running one starting in June, and the link is in the comments if you want to find out more about it, called the Cord Cutting Masterclass. Now, when we're born, we are connected. Before we're born, we're connected to our mother through the umbilical cord. And then after we're born, we're connected to our father and our mother and our grandparents and all these people in our lives through etheric cords. Okay. Now, these cords, what they do is they create an energy exchange between us and other people. And sometimes those cords can be really beautiful, and they can be, when you hear from a friend, they ring you and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you just called me. I was just thinking about you. That's because you are connected through these etheric cords, through love, through happiness. And when one person thinks of the other person thinks of the other, it's this connection, it's this energy exchange, right? But sometimes the cords can be toxic, especially if you had bad experiences in your childhood. Okay, so if you have, this card is suggesting that there is something or someone you are connected to that is really toxic and is affecting you in a negative way still today. Okay, now the other two cards that came out with that is obsessive and judgment. So did you feel as a child that you were judged? Was there someone really obsessive and controlling or had narcissistic tendencies in your childhood? Because what this is saying, in order for you to go deep into your belief systems, and you want to change your belief systems, right? Because your belief systems, if they're created through this, they're going to be really holding you back in your adult life. Okay, so have a think about who from your childhood or your teen years or your young adult years had this controlling, and it could even be your older adult, right? It could be an ex-husband or wife. Whoever this is, these need to be cleared in order for you to step up even more, to allow this changing consciousness to go higher and higher. So that's your advice. Your outcome card, when you clear all that, when you work through that, Taurus, your outcome card is the Queen of Water. Clarity, exciting times. Now, what's going on here is this image, this beautiful being, she's actually submerged in water, okay? Now, water represents emotions, okay? So she's calm as a cucumber. Look at her. Hang on, let me just find the right spot. She's as calm as a cucumber. She's not panicked. She's still. She's done her work. She understands her emotions. She understands herself. She feels good. Okay. So that's your outcome card. That's where you can be if you release these things that are still binding you to the past. So remember to do your affirmations. It's really important. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you one final card from my Illuminate Oracle cards. In this moment, I feel complete. And how that goes, like that actually goes so well with that card. In this moment, I feel complete. And she does. She looks as though she is complete, right? She looks satisfied. She really does. Okay. So that's Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. So Taurus, I hope that's helped. If you are interested in coming along and trying my cord cutting masterclass, it is on sale at the moment. It's half price and it begins on June 12th. But the link is in the comments, so you can have a look and you can either send me an email if you want to know more, or you can go to my videos here in YouTube, and you can check out the cord cutting masterclass webinar that I ran a couple of weeks ago, where I talk all about the importance of cutting the cords. Okay, so we're on to Gemini. Ooh. Okay, Gemini. So your first card is the Fight for Your Dreams card. Okay, don't stop now. And see that little boy, he's moving towards that big ship. He's on a little ship, he's on a little boat, and he's moving towards the big ship. Okay, and the big ship, that represents that that version of you that you want to become, that version of you that you keep thinking about, that you keep, you're like, oh, if I could just work through this thing, or if I could just let go of that one thing, I can become this version of me. Now, again, water represents emotions, and he is standing in his emotions, and he's doing his work. He's moving through it. You know what? And he may be very slow to move through it, which is it can be a common Gemini trait. Like Geminis are really good at, they put their head down and they get things done. And sometimes they can be, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm done, I'm in, right? And that's okay. But what's really important is that this card is representing that he's moving through it. So this is your current card. So what are you moving through right now? Let's just get a couple of the heart walls cards to see what you're moving through at the moment, or potentially what you're not seeing that can help you get closer to that big ship, that new version of you. Let's have a look. So if you're just watching, drop me a little comment. Say hi. Don't be shy. Okay. One more card. Okay. So these are the cards that have come out for you, okay? So these are the emotions. Pardon me. These are the emotions that potentially you're not seeing. We have emotionally paralyzed. So there's something from your past, potentially your childhood, that has an experience that has left you emotionally paralyzed, right? And what that does, imagine that that's a massive part of your wall. That's a massive part of your heart wall. And what it's doing is it's actually blocking you from letting love out and letting love in, okay? So when you're emotionally paralyzed, you're in a state of shock, essentially. Your emotional body, parts of your emotional body are in a state of shock. So it's something for you to explore, like what happened to you that left you emotionally paralyzed. And remember, Gemini, that when you hear me say something, it's the first thing that comes to your mind is usually often what it is that you need to look at and address. The other card is disgusted. You're probably left feeling disgusted by this person's actions or behaviors or whatever the situation was. And the other card to look at that we have here is ancestral shame. Okay? Now, ancestral shame is not yours. It has been passed down to you. Let me just move this light up a bit. It has been passed down to you through your cells, through your genes. Okay, so when you're born, you're not just given your parents' eye color, skin color, hair color, you're also given their emotions. You get their emotions, yeah? You get their shame, you get their guilt, you get their belief systems, that's why it's so important to cut the cords and to understand your belief systems, because some of the stuff we carry isn't even ours. And until we cut it and we break it and we clear it, we're going to just repeat history, okay? Just give me one sec, guys. Okay, so let's move on to your advice card, okay? So this is the first mirror, okay? And it's a direct reflection, okay? So like I mentioned earlier, this deck of cards, it actually embodies all of the things that I teach my clients. And this is now we're talking about the mirror, okay? So it's really important that you start looking at life, every situation you have, every person you meet as a direct mirror. Now, sometimes the mirrors are not direct mirrors. Sometimes when people come in, they're not direct mirrors. We've got to go deeper into situations and be like, what is this trying to reflect back to me? Yeah. So what I want you to do, especially for the next few days, right? I think if you can practice this for the next few days, it's going to give you a lot of clarity. I want you to start looking at everything as a mirror. Yeah. So let's say you walk into a cafe and you're ordering your coffee and you're standing there and you see someone and they're angry, or you hear someone on the phone, right? And they're angry and they are really loud, and you are observing their behavior and you notice that it seems quite ugly to you, right? Like you're like, oh, I don't really like that. And it reminds you of a time when you were angry, or it doesn't remind you of anything. I want you to go, when did I behave like that? When was the last time I behaved in that way, right? And I want you to think about how that situation is a mirror. Yeah. And what it is there to teach you. What is it there to reflect to you? So sometimes what the universe does is sometimes the universe is a little slow in showing us how we behave. And it'll come through in situations like that months later. And it will remind you of when you behaved like that. Okay. So it's really important that you understand that it's not showing up to embarrass you or make you feel shame or guilt or to tell you you're an angry person. It's just there to show you how you don't want to behave sometimes. Okay. Now, the other thing to look at here is, and I pulled out one of the Healing Little You cards for you, is I am love. The mirror can also be really beautiful. The mirror can actually show you how you love. So when you're walking down the street and a stranger smiles at you, that's love. That's the universe showing you love. That's a mirror. Yeah. When you go somewhere and someone pays you a compliment, that's love. Yeah, that's what the mirror will reflect back to you who you are. Not just your shadow qualities, it'll reflect back to you your beautiful qualities too. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that. The other thing I want you to look at is so this is the Queen of Romance, and this is the Commitment card. I want you to, this card for me, what I'm getting strongly for you here, Gemini, is that how are you committed to yourself and how you love? This is what this is inviting you to do. Think about that. How am I committed to myself? Am I committed to myself, or is it something I need to work on? And where did I lack this? Where do I lack this ability to love myself? Like, is there someone I learned? Was there someone from my childhood who didn't love themselves, who didn't display self-love in a positive way? And then the other card that jumped out, it literally jumped out, is the ninth mirror. And this card is all about isolation and abandonment. So do you feel that you were abandoned in your childhood? Do you feel that you were emotionally abandoned in your childhood? And if so, who by? And how has that impacted your life today? Yeah? Who by? So it's really important that you start to become aware of these things, because when you become aware of them, that's when you can actually change them. But if you're not aware of these things, if you're just walking around living your life wondering why people abandon you, or people don't show you love, or people display really ugly behavior towards you, then it's time for you to go within and look at the energy you're carrying and the experiences you haven't healed yet, so you can heal them. Okay, so your your outcome card here, and I'll get some more information about it, but your outcome card here is the Tower. Okay, now it's interesting, Gemini, that this is the card that's come out for you, because, Gemini is known to be kind of in and out, a little bit split personality, that kind of thing. And that's okay. Now, this card is about conflict and completion. And the Tower card isn't always a negative card. A lot of people talk about the Tower card being a negative card, like something's going to go wrong, something's going to go bad, right? But often a Tower card could be like a built-up of emotions, right? This built-up of emotions where you express something to someone, even if it's not in a positive way or an open-hearted way, and it actually, there's a bit of a disconnect, But then in doing that, it brings you closer to them, or it brings more clarity within you, or it helps you drop out of your head and into your heart more, right? It's like a letting go of tension or stress or pressure that you place on yourself. You know, sometimes when you connect with people, let's say relationships, and they're unclear about what they're trying to communicate with you, or they don't communicate at all, or it's impossible to understand what the hell's going on in their head because they don't talk about it. So this card's, you know, and then you start overthinking. You're like, do they even like me? I don't even know if they want to be with me. I haven't heard from them. What's going on here? I don't understand. And then you start creating stories in your head, you know, all these wonderful stories that we create, these assumptions we make, instead of just going, hey, what's up? Are you okay? Where you been? You've been quiet, right? Now, often when we're in our head, we're not really thinking about the other person so much. We're thinking about how they're treating us. So what I'm suggesting you do, if this involves another person, and it might not, it might just involve yourself, is cut through the confusion and just use your voice to ask if they are okay. What's going on for you? I noticed you've been really quiet this week. You want to talk about something? Show that you actually care, because I know you do, but we're conditioned to go into victim. Oh, what about me? Why aren't they talking to me? Right? And it stops us from actually caring about the other person. Okay. Nurture yourself. In these moments where you have this tower moment, whether it's within yourself or with another person, nurture yourself. It's really important. Okay, so that's your outcome card. So Gemini, I hope that resonated with you. If you did enjoy the reading and you did like it, please just drop me a little comment, give me a thumbs up. Liking the readings really help to grow the channel, so I would really appreciate it if you could help me do that. Okay, let's move on to Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's see what the cards have to say for you. So if you're just jumping on now, we are doing an inner child spread for each of the zodiac star signs. Our inner child really has such a massive impact on us and the way we live our lives as adults. And let's see, Cancer, for you, how your inner child is holding you back, right? Wow. Okay. Cancer. So your first card here is the Knight of Control, which is all about toxic ties. It's so interesting. There's so many cards coming out today about ties, toxic ties, right? Because we all have them, whether we realize it or not. We're not just these physical bodies. There's, you know, I really believe in energy. And, you know, when you walk towards someone and you're like, oh, the energy, if they have not good energy, you feel it. Yeah, you feel that inside of you. So, okay, so let's get a little bit more information about this card here. What is this? This is the Knight of Control. So, Cancer, I want you to think about, from your childhood or your younger years, whoa, who was it? Who was it that had control over you? So we've got 4 cards that jumped out here, and you know what? I'm going to share them all with you because I think they're all really relevant. Okay. The Knight of Control is the first card. The cards that have just jumped out, and I think this is about a relationship. I see like a relationship here, is that let's think about a relationship for you, Cancer. You walked into this relationship as the Fool. Yeah, and that's okay, because we all do. We all walk into new relationships as the Fool. We don't know who this person is. We don't know what the outcome's going to be. We don't know what lessons we're going to learn and what heartbreak we're going to have and what joy we're going to have. So we walk towards it as the Fool, excited, right? However, where I feel like there was some beautiful moments, the majority of this relationship was quite heavy and dark. You needed to defend yourself. You needed to build a shield around yourself to defend yourself. And I think what this person reflected back into you was your darkest fear. Because often these relationships that we have, especially twin flame relationships and these deep, deep spiritually connected relationships where we're like, oh my God, and all your chakras go boom, 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 boom. Yes, they're electric and amazing, but they can also reflect back to us our deepest wounds and our darkest fears. And that's what the mirror is. That's the sixth mirror. That's what the mirror is. And so I think this relationship threw you into your victim mentality, and it left you feeling powerless with a really painful ending. All right, so she's actually lying under a panel of ice. So this is so heavy, Cancer. This is really tough. So this could be a twin flame. It could be a twin flame relationship that you went through. So what this card is suggesting is that it's time to cut the ties with this person. And again, if you want help cutting the ties, if you want to do this through a program, this is something that I run. So please reach out and find out more. I don't want to keep talking about it in your reading. But it's really important to cut the ties, because when we cut the ties, this is what happens. When we cut the ties, we stop seeing that situation through the eyes of our wounds, and we start seeing the situation through the eyes of the adult. Okay? And when you see your situation through the eyes of the adult, Cancer, what happens is you can begin to heal, because you stop being in this victim mentality and you start going, oh, I contributed to that in this way, and I didn't use my voice, and I had no boundaries, and I didn't ask the right questions, and I just kept going back for more even though the red flags were there. That's what happens, and that's what you want to do, because you want to heal. You don't want to be stuck here with these toxic ties preventing you from moving on, okay? So this is what you need to work on right now. This is really powerful and important. This is a really big message for you, Cancer. Because if you're defending yourself, you know what? You can't be defensive and receptive at the same time. You can't let love into your life if you're defensive. Doesn't matter. If you keep moving through person to person to person, you need to find a way to lower your wall. And it's only going to come in you doing that inner work and healing. Okay, so let's move on. Your advice card is the Empress. And this is all about nurturing you, putting you first, honoring you, actually going, you know what? The world can wait while I heal. I feel like you need a lot of love right now. Yeah, let's just get a shadow heart wall. And that love, it needs to come from you. You are the one, Cancer, who's going to give yourself that love, okay? Really, really important that you start going no to external people, and you start going, what do I want? This is what I want to do today. Do I want to go to that outing? Not really. Is it going to help me? Is it going to help me right now or not? No. Totally. All these cards make total sense. You see that? Okay, again, this card's shown up again today. So feeling left out. Did someone leave you out in the cold? Did they move on? I feel like what's happened here is someone has left you or abandoned you or pulled the rug from under you to go be with somebody else, and this has left you heartbroken and reactive. Yeah? Now, if this has left you heartbroken and reactive, which is rightly so, of course you're going to defend yourself. Yeah? Makes perfect sense. But it's you don't want to stay there for too long, Cancer. You want to heal and move on, yeah? So it's really important that you start loving you, you start nurturing you, you do everything you can, because what's really beautiful is your outcome card, which is the Goddess of Love. And this is all about deep intimacy, but deep intimacy with self, yeah? She's holding the moon. She understands her emotions. She's connected to who she is. Yeah, and that is your outcome card if you do the inner work. That's heavy, Cancer. So I hope that helps. I hope that, just here's something I want you to think about, and I uploaded a video about this the other day. When you it's called My Relationship is Over, or Relationship Ending, I think it's called here on YouTube. Have a look at it, because it's all about changing your perspectives. Because when somebody pulls a rug from under us and they leave and they abandoned us, we go into, I'm such an idiot. How could I let that happen to me? And then we start beating ourselves up. But, often these relationships that deeply wound us, they've taught us how deeply we have the ability to love another human being. And that's what I want you to start thinking about, how profound it is that you can love another human being in that way, okay? So Cancer, sending you lots of love, and you got this. Just reach out if you need any support. So let's move on to Leo. All right, Leos, let's see what we've got here for you. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, Leo. This is the God of knowledge. Okay, and this is all wisdom through love. And this, look at this. There's a door open here for you. This is suggesting that you have been through something pretty traumatic. You've been through some kind of a massive heartbreak, but you're coming out the other side of it. Okay, you're actually healing in a really profound way. Yeah. So Leo, well done. Well done for getting to this point, because this is a really beautiful card. Like, if you have a look at the top of the card, there are hands that are wide open. And, this is essentially, there's a book behind the hands, book of knowledge. Yeah. And the door that has opened for you has opened because you have arrived at this place. You have come to this place and the door's ready for you to walk through it. So let's just get a little bit more information about this card. I'm going to pick some of the Illuminate Oracle cards to go with this one. This is like the God of knowledge. This is like the Sun card in traditional tarot. Okay, so what is meant for me will find me. There we go. What is meant for me will find me. So when you walk through this door, I want you to know that there's going to be a lot more synchronicities in your life. There's going to be a lot more experiences where you feel aligned and you see more multiple numbers, and you're just going to have, you're beginning, or you might already beginning to have a deep knowing that what is meant for you will find you, right? Let me just get a couple more cards here. I always seek the truth. And you know what? Sometimes the truth hurts big time, and it's painful. But it's in seeking the truth that we get that deep understanding, so that we can move forward to these different levels of ascension, right? Where we can actually open these doors by moving through our pain. And the other card that I got here for you is, my love is my north and it guides me. So these are really beautiful cards for you, Leo. Like, really keep dropping into your heart. And if this is the first time you've been in your heart in this way, it's really important that you understand that it's going to take time to get used to. A lot of people are like, oh, yeah, it's all love and sunshine in your heart. Well, you know what? Actually, it's not all love and sunshine in your heart. There's a lot of pain in our hearts, and there's a lot of truth in our hearts, and things we have to confront and admit to ourselves. And often it's painful to do that. It's painful to live in our hearts. But when we live in our hearts and we let our love guide us, we let our inner source guide us, life becomes easier. Yeah. And we allow things to unfold before us. And we realize that there's actually not that much that we have to do, and that we can't control anything. So we may as well start enjoying the ride, okay? Your advice card is the 11th mirror, and this is the twin flame card. And this is all about your heart, like we were just saying from these cards here. This is all about your heart, Cancer, and your love. And I wonder if you've already walked through that door and you've met someone who is reflecting back to you, love. Or perhaps you've actually tapped into a part of yourself, an aspect of self that you are loving on a deeper level. Yeah. So this essentially could be another person that feels like a twin flame or a soulmate or some kind of really beautiful divine connection. Or it could be you looking in the mirror at yourself and going, wow, I'm really starting to love you. Yeah. So let's see because you want to take this deep. You want to take this relationship with self or other deeper. So let's just have a look and see what's preventing you to go deeper, or what block you need to remove to go deeper here, Leo. Let's have a look. Really, really beautiful reading here for you guys, Leo. Let's see. Yeah, this is okay. This is good. Okay, one more. Again with the disgusted card. Okay. In the past, if your relationships have left you feeling awful and gullible and disgusted at somebody else's behavior, then I want you to start thinking about what you want to do differently this time. Often, guys, the biggest thing that we fail to do is to communicate, to ask the right questions. Yeah. So it's really important. This is the first one that came out. So let's just talk a little bit about this gullible card. When you're aligned, yeah, and you're in your heart, you recognize more easily when somebody's energy is not aligned. So that's why it's really important to go in and do the inner work. Because when you're aligned and you're in your heart and your chakras are aligned and you're feeling good and you can feel source, if someone lies to you, you feel that in your body. You don't even have to think about it. You won't get suspicious. You'll just be like, that's dishonesty right there. Or that story doesn't add up. And it's in that moment that you have to go, sorry, something's not adding up for me here. Can I just ask you, da, 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 da. But what we are conditioned to do is we're conditioned to just assume, shut up, don't say anything, ignore, hope for the best. And often that leaves us in a really painful place. So what these cards are suggesting you do with this relationship, because often when these connections come in, whether it's with self or other, we don't know how to navigate through it because we've never been here before. And it can be really confronting, right? And because it's so delicious and beautiful, we don't want to do anything to sabotage it. But you have to have boundaries and you have to use your voice. Spiritual connection, physical connection, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to learn how to have boundaries and how to use your voice in a powerful way, okay? Otherwise, you are going to struggle to navigate your way through these really deep and powerful connections, okay? So let's move on. Your outcome card is the World. Now, this outcome card, when I created I'd created it because what I realized with my own journey with a very deep spiritual relationship that I had with someone was that even though it felt like sometimes our cycle was coming to an end, or there would be a tower moment and we'd have distance, or we would go into separation, we always came back together. And so there was always an opportunity to start again, to recreate the relationship, to make it different. Yeah. And so this card is suggesting that as you move through this, if you allow yourself to be in the flow of this really beautiful and deep connection, then you can have never-ending beginnings. You can hit the reset button over and over again. That's what that's suggesting. Give yourself permission to hit the reset button over and over again. So, for example, if you do something and something, you feel like something goes wrong, or you've done something to hurt the other person, just know that you can hit the reset button. Put your best foot forward. Use your voice to communicate. You know what? I did this. I stuffed up. I'm sorry. Okay? Again with the hands. Look at these two cards. Your current card and your outcome card, they're very similar. Yeah, this is a really beautiful reading, Leo. So your affirmation card is I'm always supported. And you are always supported. You have a team of beings surrounding you, supporting your every move. So let's move on. I hope this reading has helped. If it has helped, please drop me a comment or hit the like button so I know that you enjoyed it, so I can keep doing more and more of these readings. We're moving on to Virgo. All right, Virgo, let's see what the cards have for you. Ooh, okay. Okay, the card that we have for you is the Devil card. Okay, so we're on Virgo. So Virgo, even Virgo, some Virgo, this is just what I've experienced with some of my Virgo friends. My daughter's also a Virgo. So the Virgos in my life is that a bit like Gemini too, they can have a bit of that dual personality. Okay. And they can be extremely harsh on themselves. So Virgo, the first thing I want to say to you is I want you to try to be a little bit more gentle with yourself this month, because the energies that are presenting here are inviting you to remove blocks. Okay, and removing blocks from our energy, from our heart, from our experiences can be really tough. It can be a really, really challenging journey. So just want you to have a look at this card for a second. See how she's holding the mirror and she's looking straight at you? There are some things you're willing to look at, and then behind the mirror, she's actually looking away. And there's some things you're not willing to look at. Okay, so let's just have a look at what you're not willing to look at and how you can clear that. Okay, let's just have a look at that right now. So let me just shuffle these cards here and have a look. Let's see what jumps out. Disgusted must be the card of the day. What has happened, Virgo, that has left you feeling disgusted by someone or something? Another card, bitter. Whatever this situation is, it's time for you to clear it. It's really important actually for you to clear it, because it's actually preventing you from moving forward. It's preventing you from stepping forward into that next version of yourself, that new and improved version of self. Yeah? Let's just get one more card here. Lost connection. What happened? Who is this lost connection with? And why are you still carrying it around with you? So I feel like it's something from the past. It could be a couple of years ago. I feel like maybe 2 years ago, something happened with someone. They behaved in a certain way which left you feeling disgusted, and now you're bitter towards them. And it was a really beautiful and divine connection. So sometimes when we don't have the right information or all of the information, we can get really stuck in our heads and our wounds, and we can be left feeling bitter. And I'm not saying that you don't have all the information, but what I am feeling and what I'm getting is that there's still more information you don't have that you need to explore. You need to ask, you need to reconnect to this person potentially and ask some questions. And if you don't want to connect to this person, you need to go deeper within and try and see this from a different perspective, because this card just jumped out. This is the card. Isn't this interesting, guys? Look at this. Same thing. The wolf is looking straight ahead, but the woman on his back is looking to the side. She doesn't want to look at this situation, but something in this situation, some potential, let's see. this lady of trickery, because I feel like it's an external factor. I feel like some external person has manipulated you or them, and there's a lot of dishonesty here and trickery, right? Something has happened and you don't have all the information, and that's left you defensive, really defensive, Virgo. Okay, so really important for you to understand that anytime we have all of these heavy emotions, they're actually just holding us back. They're not holding the other person back. So this is something for you to go in and heal. Yeah. So Virgo, I really want you to think about what happened. Who is this lost connection with? Because this is a massive block for you, because it's shown up with the Devil card. Yeah. Shown up with the Devil card. And when you're in like your narrow-minded state and you're just stuck in your pain, no matter how painful this is, you're going to be okay and you're going to heal from it. But in order for you to heal from it, you actually have to just start understanding the situation and moving through it. Okay, so your advice card here, and it's really beautiful because that's quite heavy, but your advice card here is the King of Hearts. And this is all about a divine union. So let's just get a bit more information about that, because I wonder if, you know what? I wonder if this situation fell apart because of a massive misunderstanding. Sometimes we assume, like I said earlier, we assume we know what's going on, or we get external information and we allow other people to affect us so much that, well, that we do or say things to people that hurt them instead of asking the right questions. Okay, some cards have jumped out here. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So I got some cards to clarify the King of Hearts. And these are the cards that come out. Unconditional love. So I wonder if with this person, with this connection that you had, if you guys did experience that really beautiful unconditional love connection together, and if there is room for this to be, for you to start again and create a new story, and perhaps whether you come together with this person or not, there is an opportunity for you to heal this situation and come out of solitude. So look at this card. This is the Hermit card, right? When we isolate ourselves from a person or a situation, and she's just looking at her own reflection, and she's trying to understand the situation through herself, which is really good, right? Because when we understand what we did, and this is what this card is suggesting, that you look at how you contributed to the breakdown of this lost connection, okay? Because when you do, you can create a lot of awareness around your own patterns and your behaviors and what you want to change. But it's really important that you do that. You've got to own it. You've got to own the shit you create, because we all create our own shit, okay? But if we need to have a mature and adult conversation with someone, we need to come out of solitude, because this is very much the teenage archetype. Now, the teenager, who I talk a lot about when healing your inner child, the teenager is the one who isolates themselves. They go to the room, they shut the door, they're like, I don't care about this, I don't care about you, I don't care if I never speak to you again, bye. Yeah, that's what the teenager does. The other card that's come out here is the third mirror, which is love and desire. So I really get a sense that you really loved this person, whether they were your friend or your colleague or your lover, that there was a lot of beautiful, open-hearted energy between you, and you can have that again either with them or with a new person. Let's just see. Let's just get one more card. Is this the same person or is this a new person? Let's have a look. Yeah, you really felt like you had to defend yourself in this situation. But again, there's something that you don't know. There's a truth that has not been revealed to you yet. And when you find out what that truth is, it's going to change everything. So maybe it's the truth about your own behavior. So I'm going to leave it there with that, because I feel like I'll be interested to know how things turn out for you, Virgo, because there's something here that has not been revealed to you. Again, toxic ties. There's something holding back the truth. Now, your outcome card is the Prince of the Past. And this is about laying the past to rest, like putting it to bed, healing it, releasing it, changing it. Okay, so this is what, see this angel, he's walking away from this situation, but he's healed it first. And that's what this card is suggesting that you do. So let's get some healing little you cards to give us a little bit of clarity here and to give us a bit of positivity in moving forward. Yeah, let's just have a look here. What comes out, Virgo? I choose to accept others. Interesting. I really feel like if you're judging this other person or the situation or yourself, that it's time for you to actually release. Yeah, it's time for you to release. I choose to follow my heart. Again, drop into your heart. Accept others. Accept yourself. Look at this card. I accept all of who I am. Right? I choose to accept others. I accept all of who I am, and I choose to follow my heart. So what this is suggesting, that it's time for you to remove judgment, ask some questions, listen to the other person's story, if that's what you need to do. Listen to yourself and learn how to move forward in an adult way. So this is inviting you, your reading today, Virgo, to step up emotionally, to step into your emotional maturity. So I hope that helped. Let's move on to Libra. Libra, what have we got for Libra? Let's have a look. Okay. All right, Libra. Your first card is the Lady of Lust. And this is all about fantasy and temptation. So this card, it can be about the wounded ego, okay? And the wounded ego can lead us into these really tempting situations. Now, it can indicate a bit of reactiveness. So I just want you to be careful of that. Just have a look and have a think about where in my life at the moment am I being reactive? And I'm just going to get a bit more, pick a few more cards to understand this card better. So I'm just going to pick some cards from the shadow heart walls, so just so I can have a look, a little bit of clarity here. Childhood trauma. So I don't need any more cards there. Childhood trauma. When we have childhood trauma, as like it's severe and it's affected us heavily, what can happen is our inner child can project into the present moment as the wounded ego. It's essentially, that's what it is. That's what the wounded ego is, okay? And so the wounded ego, the inner child, wants power, can want to seek revenge, can want to get trapped in drama and chaos and all sorts of things. Multiple wounds. You have some stuff to work on, Libra. And it's really important that right now you begin to actually work through these multiple wounds, because you don't want to move forward in life with your wounded ego, with your inner child, because the inner child is destructive. Yeah, the inner child can be quite controlling. And so basically I want you to think that your inner child has got your arms behind your back and is pulling you like this. It's pulling, she or he is pulling you. And what they do is they hold you back from stepping into that version of you who is in your heart, who is leading from your heart. Yeah, because they don't feel safe. So what your inner child needs is a lot of healing, a lot of love, a lot of affection. Your inner child needs to be seen so that they're not led into temptation. They're not led into the ego who seeks power and validation and to be right and to, I keep getting this person like complaining about people and talking about people, and that's what the inner child can. It's a deflection, so we don't have to look at our own pain. This just jumped out, the 8th mirror, and this is all about wound cycles. Now, if you have, here's the thing. If you have multiple wounds from your childhood, yeah, then you're going to have layers of wounds. Just like you would have layers of walls around your heart protecting you from pain. So this card is suggesting that it's time for you to start going deep within. Because this is the only way you're going to set yourself free. This is the only way you're going to stop the inner child from, this is the only way you're going to get the inner child to let go of your hands, okay? Now, the other thing I want you to know is that when you do that, you're going to tap into your spiritual powers. But you're not going to be able to tap into your spiritual powers in a really powerful and profound way if your inner child is blocking you, okay? So I'm just going to move on from that. So that's your current situation, and it's really important to work through that. So again, guys, if you want more information about how I can help you heal your inner child, the links are in the comments, so you can book a private session, or you can go into my Facebook group called Healing Little You, and you can start working your way through the units section of that group where I help people heal their inner child, okay? So let's have a look at your advice card. Your advice card here is the Prince of Ego, which is all about self-sabotage. And this card is suggesting that it's time for you to dissolve your wounded ego, okay? Because it's holding you back. It is self-sabotaging you. So let's just get a little bit more information about that. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I don't need any more. Okay. At some point, you decided that you had to protect your love. You had to protect your heart. And that's what this card is. This is what this card is all about. This is, I'm going to build a wall around my heart to protect it because I'm sick of being hurt, and I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to become the king of protection, and I'm going to guard my heart with all my might so that nobody can get in and hurt me anymore. But that wall then acts, it enables your wounded ego to sabotage you from happiness. And so it's really important that you start dissolving that wall. Okay, so really, really, guys, the big thing here for you, Libra, is that this is all about self-love. That's the only way you're going to dissolve the wall, is by loving yourself, by accepting what happened in your past, by releasing the wounds that have bound you, by healing your inner child. It's the only way you're going to be able to lower that wall. And it's interesting because your final outcome card is the self-love card. And this is all about, when you heal all this, you're going to ascend to the next level. You're going to be able to rise above and take your healing to the next level and step up and feel free. This card is all about freedom, but it's freedom through self-love. And that's really the only way you're going to be able to lower your guard. Because if you don't love yourself and you don't trust yourself and you don't know yourself, you're not going to lower your guard. Yeah, it's just not going to make any sense at all. Interesting. I create healthy ties that bind through love. That's your affirmation card. And I'm just going to get one more affirmation card here for you, Libra, from my Healing Little You deck. Actually, 3 have come out, so I may as well read all 3. I create the life of my dreams. I deserve to feel joy. And you do. You deserve to feel joy. I love being present. You can't be present if you're trapped in the past. You can't be present if your inner child is holding your hands behind your back and pulling you into the past constantly. And if your inner child is projecting, if your inner child is projecting into the current moment, you can't be present. So it's really important to heal your inner child. Hi, Joanne. And thank you for your comment. Okay, so that's you, Libra. So I hope that this reading has helped. I'm going to move on to Scorpio now. So again, guys, if you are interested in booking a private reading, or you want to know more about my programs and how I help people heal their inner child, there's some information in the comment section, in the description section, but I will be sharing more information too later. So let's move on to Scorpio. What's going on, Scorpio? Let's see. This is my first live, Joanne, so I'm really excited about it. So far, so good. Okay, let's have a look. Scorpio. Ooh. Okay. All right, so Scorpio, the first card that's come out for you is the Lady of Trickery. Dishonesty and neglect. Okay, so I wonder if I wonder what's going on for you right now. Okay, now if we look at this image, this woman is on a wolf. Okay, and wolves are when they have a partner, when they're mating, they have a partner for life. They're loyal to their partner. The only way that you can separate these wolves is through death. Okay, and she's actually lying on this wolf, and she's allowing this wolf to protect her. Okay, so I wonder what's going on. Let's get another card just to understand this situation better. What's going on for you right now? Trickery, trickery can be all about people withholding the truth from you, or you withholding the truth from others. It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. It can just be that, sometimes when you fall in love with someone accidentally, you don't mean to fall in love with them, but you do, and you open your heart to them, and you open your heart to them, but you don't actually tell them that you love them. You actually hide it from them because you're scared that they're not going to feel the same, or that you're going to get hurt, or they're going to abandon you. That could be what this card is about, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to get one more card. Oh, okay. Still don't understand what this card is about. Here we go. Okay. Something happened in the past, Scorpio, that really hurt you. Okay. Did you open your heart to someone in the past, and were you left feeling like you'd been manipulated, that you'd been taken advantage of, that somebody had really pulled the wool from under you? So this is what this card is suggesting, that where it's almost like the wolf's protecting her, right? So where it's good to protect yourself and to take time out and isolate and heal and all of that, it's actually time for you to let it go. It's time for you to put your sword down, because what happens is when you put your sword down, you actually easily step into this success, this abundance. It starts coming through with ease for you. There's actually not a lot you need to do other than surrender and find a way to let go or accept. Sometimes we can't let go, right? Sometimes we just have to accept that this is the situation and we can't actually let go of it. And I'm just going to accept that I can't let go of him or her. I'm just going to accept it. right? And I did that in the past with someone. I was like, I just can't get over them. Can't get over this person because they showed me so much love. They showed me so much acceptance. They helped me love myself more. And when they left, I was her, right? And I remember going, you know what? Because I got sick of people saying, just get over it, or just let it go. And I was like, you know what? I can't let it go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to accept that I can't let it go, and I'm just going to come into balance with who I am. And I ended up healing on my own, and my feelings ended up changing, right? So this card jumped out too, which is emotional mastery. It's all about connecting your heart and finding peace in your heart with the situation. So the world's representing the situation. So you want to find a way to come into harmony with it. Okay, so let's go into your advice card, right? So your advice card is the Lady of Lust, which is fantasy and temptation. And it's interesting because these cards just came out for Libra, I think it was too. So I wonder if the person that you were previously dealing with was a Libra. Could have been a Libra. Could have been an air sign. Different air sign. Okay. Let's see what this Lady of Lust is all about. Okay. I'm just going to get one more card just to explain this Lady of Lust a little bit for us, because this is your advice card. So what is this trying to tell us? I feel like I really feel like this card, I really feel like this card is inviting you to become more vulnerable, right? This card is inviting you to become more vulnerable with yourself. It may not necessarily be with somebody else. Perhaps there is a relationship where you could practice being more vulnerable. But I feel like this is really about you becoming vulnerable with yourself and really being honest about how you're feeling and what it is you need to heal. So the cards that came out are disappointment, reactive, and emotional addiction. So Scorpio, with emotional addiction, what you have to ask yourself is, am I seeking comfort or validation from the wrong people? Am I trying to, sometimes when we become vulnerable with someone and we tell them that we're in pain, but they can't actually meet us there. And then we're like, oh, I don't feel very loved right now. I don't feel very seen right now. I don't feel very heard right now. Well, it's not actually because that person doesn't want to give us that love or doesn't want to see us or support us in that way. It could be that they don't have the emotional maturity to meet us there. So sometimes what we do is we're addicted to that rejection. Yeah? Well, we could be addicted to that rejection. And when we're addicted to that rejection and we keep going back for more and more, it's as if it becomes an addiction. So I just want you to ask yourself, where am I being reactive and getting disappointed over and over again? And has this become an addiction for me? Is this something that I do over and over again? What is the pattern? Because the cards here, they're asking you to actually go deep within and release this pattern, because it's holding you back from moving forward. But your outcome card, so when you clear all this stuff and you heal, you begin to heal all this stuff, your outcome card here, which is really beautiful, is the Queen of Passion. And this is all about courage and spark. And she's pregnant. So when you heal all this stuff, you're actually going to be able to give birth to this new version of you, right? This new evolved, empowered version of you. Or this card is suggesting that you're going to give birth to new ideas or create a new program or start a new project, or you're actually going to create something really beautiful. And that's going to come from going deep within and healing this healing this emotional addiction, whatever that may be for you, okay? So let's just get a final affirmation card for you, Scorpio. Let's have a look at what we've got here. It's safe for me to be me. Yeah, sorry, the lighting is a bit funny. It's safe for me to be me, which is really beautiful. Let's just get one more. I'm a powerful beacon of love. So give that love to yourself. Yeah, find a way to remove this pain. Find a way to remove this pain, whatever that may be. Find a way to end the chapter through acceptance or letting it go. If you can let it go, great. If you can do like some kind of a burning ritual to end the story, to close the chapter, great. Because it's really important that you start being you in a really vulnerable and open way with yourself so that you can get used to doing that. Because if you want, there's something in your reading about a relationship. I feel like if you're dreaming about having this happy relationship with someone, or perhaps you're trying to call in new love and they haven't come in yet, I feel like when they do, you're not just going to be comfortable to start being vulnerable then, right? You've got to start practicing now. We've got to start practicing being vulnerable with people now. And if you're not used to doing that, it's really important that you start. Okay, so Scorpio, I hope that helped. Moving on to Sagittarius now. Okay, I'm going to pick 3 cards for Sagittarius. So if you are enjoying these readings, please like, subscribe and share. Drop me a little comment if what I'm saying resonates with you. Sagittarius. Okay. I don't know why, but I went straight to the Healing Little You cards for your reading. So Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you. So I'm going to pick 3 cards. Present card, an advice card, and an outcome card. Okay. Your first card is the 5th mirror. So this is your mother-father stuff. This is your belief systems. So between the ages of 0 and 6, we create our belief systems, and they're based on the things that we see adults do and we hear adults say, and then our own interpretations of things. So when we're little, we look to adults as if they're gods, and we really watch everything they say and do, and we create our own interpretations, and they become the rules that we use to live our life by. So it's really important you go in and you look at your belief systems and you start to understand what is buried deep inside of your soul. What are the belief systems I created? Because it's interesting because this is the card that's next to it. I create the life of my dreams. Your belief systems, I believe, are preventing you from creating the life of your dreams. So let's just get another card just to clarify what this, actually, no, let's get these. Let's see what emotions you need to clear or situations you need to clear, right? What situations you need to clear to help you to understand your belief systems. Okay. All right. So this is the card that's come out exposed. Okay. So sometimes this card can represent physical abuse, right, as a child. So I want you to think about what is it that actually happened in your childhood that left you feeling exposed? And the other card that's come out with it is shattered dreams. Okay, so something happened that left you feeling like whatever you were dreaming about as a child has left you feeling shattered, Sagittarius. The other thing that's come up is emotional addiction. Again, with the emotional addiction card, right? Now, what I'm getting in a really, this is a really strong message for you, Sagittarius, is that victim mentality, right, which we know is our inner child. It's something we're all conditioned with. We're conditioned to be victims. We're not conditioned to look at life as to, oh, I wonder why this is happening for me. How can I heal it? How can I change it? How can I understand it? Because Sagittarius, you're really sensitive, right? I get it. I believe you're one of the most sensitive star signs in the zodiac. And I see it. I see that your heart desires certain things, and when it doesn't get it, you go straight into the victim mentality. You feel the pain of it. So there's something from your childhood that you need to heal here. How were you exposed as a child? What actually happened to you that left you feeling as if your dreams, or potentially this card could be about now. How do you feel like your dreams are shattered? Do you actually believe that you can create the life of your dreams? Isn't it interesting that these two cards came out together? Do you believe you can create the life of your dreams, or don't you believe it? Because if you don't believe it, it's going to be really hard for you to manifest that to, like if you believe in your dreams long enough, eventually they will come. But I feel like this emotional addiction stops you from believing in your dreams. So I want you to explore that. I want you to explore your belief systems and find out what actually it is that's holding you back from your childhood. Because remember, your inner child holds your arms behind your back until you heal them. And it's really hard to be in the present moment if your inner child is holding you back. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to your advice card here. Wow. Okay, what does Sagittarius need to know here? The seventh mirror. Perspectives, love and compassion. Okay, so the first card that came out was the Lady of Secrets. This is all about struggle and manipulation. And I feel like and the Judgment card came out. I feel like you're so hard on yourself that it keeps you stuck in this loop of struggle and manipulation. Yeah? And as long as you continue to judge yourself, you're going to continue to remain stuck in this struggle and manipulation. So your advice is to turn that around. Yeah, turn that around so that you can begin to love and accept yourself through compassion. Because you're actually quite powerful, Sagittarius. You don't actually give yourself credit for how powerful you are, because you're so busy beating yourself up that you actually miss your own power. You miss how powerful you are, that you can actually manifest everything that you want. You actually embody a lot of this king energy. Now, the king is really good. The king archetype is this powerhouse. He uses his voice when he needs to. He opens his heart when he needs to, right? Think of the king. The king can be brutal, but he can be soft too. And he can love and he can embrace and yes, you're deeply sensitive, but that's your superpower. And you've just got to use it in the right way. So your advice, Sagittarius, is to stop beating yourself up and to dissolve that judgment. It's so bad. Judging yourself is like punching your emotional body in the face over and over and over again. It's really damaging to your emotional body. Love and compassion, love and compassion. Every time you think about something from the past or a decision you've made that has led to a heartbreak or something, love and compassion, love and compassion. You're going to show yourself that love and compassion. So we'll leave that there. Your outcome card, which is really beautiful, is the King of Protection. And this is all about protected love. This is a king who has done his work. And it doesn't mean you have to be male to have this card. But the king, what he does is he's put his sword down when he needs to, and he drops into his heart. I actually really love this card because he's put his little So he's put his sword, he's dug it deep into the earth. He's even taken his crown off. And he's being his true, authentic self. He's being vulnerable. Let's get an affirmation card for you to seal the reading. And we'll move on to Capricorn. Let's have a look. I believe in miracles. Lighting. I believe in miracles. Believe in miracles, Sagittarius, because you can create the life of your dreams, because you know what? You are a powerful king. Whether you're a woman or a man, you are a powerful king, and you have the ability to create the life of your dreams if you just stop beating the shit out of yourself, okay? So, Sagittarius, I hope that you enjoyed that reading. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it with another Sagittarius. Help me grow my channel, please, so that I can do more readings here for you guys. And if you do want to find out about how I can help you, just check out the description of this reading. Okay, let's move on to Capricorn. Okay. All right, Capricorn, what do we got? Oh, wow. Oh, my God, Capricorn. Wow. You know what? This is so weird. I'm just going to, oh, my God. These are exactly the same cards as Sagittarius. You know what? I'm going to put them back and shuffle again. And if they come out again, then they're definitely yours as well, Capricorn. So again, Capricorn, you know, just while I shuffle and the cards come flying out, how are you hard on yourself? Where are you beating yourself up? How are you preventing yourself from showing yourself love and compassion? Again, they're the same cards. Okay. One more shuffle. How are you stopping yourself from experiencing that healing that you need? How are you stopping yourself from stepping into your king energy? All right, that's enough. There's something that you need to let go of. Or there's something that, and I don't like that, I don't like giving that advice. There's something that has come to an end that you need to lay to rest. Okay, so let's have a look at what that is. Let's get some more information about that. Let's get some emotions. Let's get some emotions here. Where have you felt manipulated, Capricorn? Again, we've got a lost connection. We've got you feeling defensive. And we've got toxic ties. Okay, so what happened in the past? What happened in your childhood? What relationship is it that you experienced that you have not healed yet? Now, 4 cards jumped out here, okay? So I want to share this card with you. This is the 10th mirror, which is the inner child, and this is all about grief. Your inner child is still carrying some form of grief. What happens is if we don't heal the inner child, we walk around as a defensive adult. Not all the time, right? It's not all the time that we walk around as a defensive adult, but sometimes that inner child is going to come out and react through us. So it's really important for you to look at, Capricorn, where you are defensive, where you've been manipulated, but then how do you manipulate? Yeah, because if we've been manipulated, especially in childhood, there's a really good opportunity. There's a really good chance that we become the manipulator as well. So what I want you to have a look at here. So this is the card of the Prince of your head, how you withdraw. How do you withdraw from life? Now, being in your head is a sabotage. Allowing yourself to be stuck in your head can create a really strong sabotage program where we don't allow ourselves to really drop into our heart and look at the past and look at what really happened and how we need to heal. So this is suggesting that right now, in this present moment, it's really important for you to look at why are you withdrawing? What are you avoiding? Let's have a look. Just get a bit more information about this card. Belief systems, mother, father healing. Again, linked to your inner child, right? You've got some mother, father healing to do. Your inner child, whatever this grief is about, Capricorn, that's what this is your advice for right now. Your advice card is saying that you need to heal something from your mother-father relationships from your childhood. And that is going to help you drop into your heart and live from your heart center. The other card that jumped out is the angel card. And this says ask. Okay, so it's really important for you to start asking for help. Ask your angels for help. Angels, please guide me and show me what I need to heal right now. So let's get your outcome card. Okay, so your outcome card, Capricorn, is the beginning. So this is all about decisive action. Again, this is a beautiful card because look at the colors in the card, the sunlight, it's always warm. And anytime you have sunlight in a card, it's a really beautiful, positive outcome. So when you heal all this stuff, you're actually going to open up a massive door. And I think this door is actually representing your heart, but it's also representing a new beginning for you. Some version and aspect of yourself that you've never even really experienced before. So this is actually really, really exciting. Let's get an affirmation for you. Ooh. My heart knows the truth. Let's get one more. I allow myself to give love. So you know what I say to people? If you can't receive love right now because you're guarded, because you have a wall around you and you're protecting yourself, if you can't receive love, allow yourself to give love. Anything that's going to get the flow happening, okay? Because it's really important that you show love to others. You can choose. I'm not saying just go around loving everyone. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, that's great advice. Go around and love everyone, but you have to get to a certain level where you are open-hearted to be able to do that. But if you can allow yourself to give love, so for example, if you have children, give love to them as often as you can. Show them love as often as you can. Give love to yourself as often as you can. Because what that does, and love can be smiling at a stranger, saying hello to a stranger. It doesn't have to be with people you know. It's going to get your heart opening. And that's what we want to do. We want to get your heart opening, right? So Capricorn, I hope that's helped. If you would like support healing in your inner child, please reach out. It's really hard, guys, healing the inner child. It's really tough, but it can be done. It can be done, and you can heal from your inner child, and you can understand your inner child to the point where when they start to come through, you recognize, you're like, oh, that's my inner child. I need to go do some inner work here, and they need a bit of my attention right now. The inner child wants to be set free. Let's do Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what the cards have to say. So weird. That Capricorn reading was very similar to the Sagittarius one. Okay. Ooh. Aquarius. The first card for you is the first mirror. So this is a direct reflection. So I want you to have a think about what is currently, how is or who is reflecting back to you who you are or how you're being. It could be a really loving, open relationship, or it could be a trigger. It's someone that really triggers you, right? Sometimes people come in, the mirrors come in. Sometimes they're a direct reflection, and other times they're not a direct reflection. And sometimes they're loving, and other times they're like, oh God, this person triggers me so much. They're making me really, really angry and I don't understand them. Let's have a look. Let's get some more information. What is this mirror about? What is this mirror about? What are they triggering? What is this mirror about? I'm just going to get some heart wall cards because I feel like we need to look at the emotions to understand this situation a little bit better. Unloved. Extreme sadness. Regret. Narrow-minded. Okay, so is this person Aquarius, that you're dealing with, are they narrow-minded? Because if they are, I want you to turn that onto yourself, and I want you to ask yourself, how am I being narrow-minded? What area of my life am I being narrow-minded, right? Really important. Now, what do you see in them? Like, are they extremely sad? Really look at this person as a direct mirror right now. What are they trying to teach you? What are they trying to show you? Because if you're extremely sad, you're narrow-minded, you're feeling unloved, you're in a deep state of regret over something, this is the stuff that you need to work through, Aquarius. Yeah, this is the stuff that you need to start shifting and moving through so that you can find emotional balance, which is your advice card, okay? This is your advice card, emotional balance. This is what you need to work towards. Now, in you understanding all of these emotions, that's going to help you come to emotional balance. But let me just get one more card and see. Let me see what else we need to work through here. What else we need to clear to get to that emotional balance. Ooh, Aquarius, you need to step into your Emperor. There's some part of life where you're not taking responsibility and you need to, because that's going to help you that's actually going to help you come into emotional balance, yeah? So what area of your life are you not taking responsibility? Let's get a card here. And Aquarius and Pisces, I'm going to have to keep your readings short and sweet because I'm running out of time. But I will do a bonus for you this week. I'll do a bonus reading for you because I've kept them short and sweet. So let's have a look. Okay, so there's something about change that you're not really, perhaps Aquarius, there's something in your life changing that you don't really want to look at or address or be responsible for, but you have to, because the card that's come out is I change with ease. But if you're, so this is linked to the responsibility card. So what are you not changing? What are you not taking responsibility for? And I just pulled a shadow card, humiliated. Did something happen that left you feeling humiliated? That you're not taking responsibility for, that you're blaming others for? Or is there a massive change in your life happening right now that you're actually not enjoying, that you didn't agree to, that you feel is out of your hands or out of your control, or someone did something to you. Humiliated. Depressed. What happened, Aquarius? Devastated. Okay, at some point, as painful as this may be, at some point you're going to have to take responsibility for how this chaotic situation unfolded and how it left you feeling this amount of devastation and depression. So also, Aquarius, what this is asking you to do is asking you to accept this change. And I know it can be really hard to do, but it's asking you to find a way to accept what has happened, to move forward. Because your outcome card, which is really beautiful, is the World. Never-ending beginnings. So that's you. That's you walking towards the sun. This is suggesting that you have all the courage you need inside of you to accept this change with ease. Okay, that perhaps there's like a little ritual or ceremony you need to do to lay this to bed, but he's walking towards the sun. Yeah, the hands are coming out of the water. He's worked through his emotions and he's walking to the sun with ease. So this is a really positive outcome card for you guys. So just know that you do have what it takes to work through this. If you do need any extra support, please send me a message, drop me a comment. It's really important to feel supported, especially when we're dealing with so much heartache and heartbreak and devastation, and really, really important that you allow yourself to feel supported, yeah? Okay, Pisces. Let's move on to Pisces. Last one for the day. Okay. Okay. Your first card for today, Pisces, is the Knight of Secrets. So this is all about betrayal and deception. So sometimes this is about us, where we betray and decept ourselves, and it can manifest into chaos for ourselves. So let's just have a look. Let's just get some cards here and have a look what this is about. Okay. Scared. Is your inner child scared? Negative thoughts. Manipulated. So what's going on with you, Pisces? Sweet, sensitive Pisces. Sometimes our inner child, sometimes when we're an adult and we're trying to make massive changes in our lives, our inner child will come and show up as the scared, wounded, manipulated little girl or boy. And this can create a series of negative thoughts in us. I'm just trying to get some cards. There's something that you need to heal about your inner child, and the card that's come through here is Father Healing. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you had a negative relationship with your dad, right? This card could actually mean that you had a healthy relationship with your dad, but there could have been some aspects of your relationship with your father that has left you feeling somewhat unable to proceed in a powerful way. Okay, so what that means is you might feel as though you struggle to trust someone who is secretive and deceptive and isolated. It can often indicate someone who is just deeply wounded. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means that they've got a little bit of healing to do, a little bit of transforming to do. So this card's suggesting that you've got some father healing to do. Your inner child needs that father healing, okay? Now let's move on to your advice card. So your advice card is the Goddess of Truth. And this is all about divine love. Isn't that interesting? You've got betrayal and deception, and then your advice card is the Goddess of Truth. So what do you need to do, Pisces? What do you need to do to step into your truth? What do you need to do to open up your heart, to embody divine love, to be more of who you are? You need to start believing in your intuition, and you need to start expressing who you are. Because when we hide who we are, we can't be seen. We can't heal. It becomes really hard, Pisces, to heal from stuff if if we're hiding. I deserve to feel good. Yes, you do. I deserve to be loved. So allow yourself to be loved. There's another card here. I choose to be a kind person. So this card is indicating that even though there may be people in your life who have hurt you, when you choose to be a kind person to everyone, you actually step it up. You actually step more into your adult self. You step more into your emotional well-being. You step more into your power. And so this is what the cards are suggesting you do to become the Goddess of Truth, whether you're male or female. Your outcome card is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is all about reactions. This is suggesting that you are going to be less reactive. You do have the key within you to transform all of this stuff, okay? You're going to go on a bit of a journey, Pisces, a really powerful journey of transformation. And it's going to lead you deep into your own soul, and it's going to help you understand who you are on a deeper level. So let's get an affirmation card. But first you need to step into the Goddess of Truth. Yeah? You need to step into the Goddess of Truth. Hi, Psyche 1111. Thanks for watching. So let's see what your affirmation card is. Let's take a pick here. I flow freely like liquid love. Yeah, I flow freely like liquid love. Let's get one more. So as you move, I'm always supported, Pisces. Yes, you are. So as you move through this, my heart knows the truth. As you move through this journey, and it's going to be an unpredictable journey, going in, out, up, down, all over the place, right? As you move through the journey, it's really important that you trust your heart and you know that you're supported and you flow. You flow through the journey because it's going to help you move through the journey with great ease. Yeah? So we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy my readings, please like, subscribe, and share. Please help me grow my channel by dropping a comment below or dropping me a thumbs up if you enjoyed what I did here today. If you'd like to see more of these inner child readings, again, please just comment below and I will do more. And if you are interested in booking a private reading or finding out how I can support you in a private session, all of the information is in the description below. You have a beautiful day and I'm sending you so much love.